Ooh, honey. Did y'all see those protests yesterday? Ooh, I promise I am not trying to make this like to no political channel, but y'all, there's some stuff that the real news ain't sharing out there with us. Look at all these people. You see all these people? Look at them. I don't know which city that is, but we'll find out. I think that's Atlanta, Boston, one of these cities. But they got a lot of mad folk out there because their pensions is being fucked with, their retirement is being touched, their Social Security is being touched. It's a lot. And it ain't just, us middle class po folk that it's affecting. It's affecting everybody. Ooh, I want to see what's going on and see what's going on in the world. So let's watch.
Here's a live look at Boston, Massachusetts now as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least, on Wall Street and the economy. We want to point out, just a few minutes ago, we did show you a protest. We said it was Boston. It was not Boston. It was an unrelated protest. But what you are looking at right now is Boston, and I'm from there. I can recognize this. This is the plaza right outside of City Hall in downtown.
My concern is this. Where was all of this happening right after the election? What this? Because I know a lot of these people who are out there now, I ain't gonna say all of them, but there was an okay amount of people. Where were they right after the election? November the 8th, 7th, whatever. Were they still mad when the election happened the way it did? Or was it because now it's affecting their pocketbook?
47, 86, 47, 86.
Wow. Those signs, y'all, crack me up. They are dissing him so bad. Can't nobody tell me that this man don't see what's going on in the world. Yeah, we know you're golfing, but we need to, I'm sure somebody is showing you. Because I remember in your first round, you was looking at all these TV shows because you wanted to see where your ratings were. Are you checking now to see where your ratings are, sir? Are you? And 86, y'all know what that means. That's another word for not, but get rid of him. But then I don't know. What do y'all think if we get rid of him? You already know who's waiting in the wings, and he ain't no better than him. So we need to find out what we're gonna do. But these people is mad because it's affecting their coins.
I've heard that there are people protesting. There are protests going on. A million-man march all over the United States. What about a billion? I would have had a billion. If I was having a march, it would be called the Billion-Man March. The Trillion-Man March. Like I did on January the 6th. You guys remember that little march? I think I've had one of the most successful marches against the government that anyone's ever had, and it was on January the 6th. Bigly. Hello, your little April the 5th march. Won't do anything. It doesn't mean anything to anybody. No one cares about that. No one cares about the little march you guys have planned. I think it's really stupid, and I don't really understand what you hope to accomplish. The blacks aren't coming.
No.
The blacks have already said that they're not going to be there. We all know that without the flavor, there is no dish.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Excuse me. Without the seasoning, there is no sauce, as it were. And we know who's got the sauce. The blacks. Bigly. The blacks have the sauce and they're not coming to your little march. So it's basically not even real. I'm not even counting it as a march. If you wanted to have a march, you should have had it in March. It's April now. It's too late. It's too late for marches. Marches are for March. And it's April now, and you guys are missing the whole point of everything. Bigly. That brings me to my next point about the Gold America card. This is the Gold America card for the low, low price of $5 million. $5 million is going to get you everything you need to get into the United States. Don't have to pay taxes. You get 2 broads apiece from any of your local red light districts, depending on where you want to relocate to. We're going to make sure we set you up with dames and that we take their names. Bigly. Bigly, we're going to do that. Bigly, we're going to provide for you with the Gold America card, everything that you're going to need to be successful in America. It's totally important. I'm the only one that's ever done it. I'm the only president that's ever thought of this. Innovative, really. I'm one of the most innovative presidents that has ever existed. Really. You're welcome. Perhaps you can get off the back of Elon. You guys know how I feel about Big Lonnie. Is what I like to call him, Big Lonnie. And hopefully this nonsense will go away. I'm selling my Gold America card to the best and the brightest in the world, and that is for whoever has $5 million. And you can make your cash, check, money order out to Big Team Money, Big Trump Dog. You guys know what it is, and you know I don't play about mine. I gets it done. I does what needs to be done. Bigly. Bigly, I do that. Bigly, I always will. Gonna be bigger, better, faster, stronger, tougher. Stronger than Justin Bieber's love for Selena. Bigly. Bigly it is. Stronger than Wendy Williams' guardianship over her mental state. Bigly. Stronger than the buttons on Shannon Sharp's shirt. You know that guy likes them tight, he does. He likes his stuff tight. Bigly.
As you can see, I'm in the streets of Atlanta. People are upset about what Elon Musk and Donald Trump are doing to our country. When you see something you don't like, as an American, you can say something about it. That's your constitutionally protected right. And that's what hundreds of people are doing here in Atlanta. They're speaking up against the injustices and the things that are happening in the country. You want to hop in?
Hey!
What made you decide to come out?
Because this is bullshit and we deserve better.
Oh.
Exactly. So if you see something going on in our country that you don't like, speak up, use your voice. Elon Musk and Donald Trump are firing workers at the CDC, the people who are supposed to protect us. They're firing people who do cancer research. They're firing IRS agents in the middle of tax season. Also, the Trump tax, and they're alienating our allies with these tariffs. How do you alienate the people who you're supposed to be collaborating with and working with? It's ridiculous, and something has to be done. So we're taking a stand against oligarchy, taking a stance against Trump, taking a stance against Elon.
So one of my coworkers,
I'm not going to offer any shade, but that young man marching in Atlanta, watch your back, baby boy. Watch your back, because if the cops were out there, they would be getting your ass instead of her. But anyway, he was very intelligent. He spoke exactly the truth about what's going on. He was very concise about what's the deal is with all the firings and why people are there. And I have to disagree. There are more than just hundreds, baby. It's thousands out there. You probably only saw hundreds, but there were thousands. But the lady that he called to help him, like, you want to be on here? Yeah, this is bullshit, and everybody need to be out here. So what that mean? Yeah, he's out there, but I guess you're saying that everybody needs to be out there because, you know, there's been this thing about the black people are not showing up to these protests because we know that when we show up, it's a whole riot gear and raids and racism. It's all of that through this thing if we were out there in the front line, because normally we are in the front line. But this time we sat it out. We let y'all do it. Yesterday, what I did, on April the 5th, I went to the grocery store. I went to thrift shopping, found some cute outfits, and organized some stuff in the house. I mean, I watched y'all do it, but I wasn't trying to get out there and do that. So, but baby boy, hopefully he made it home safe, because if it was some cops out there, they would have been on his ass. Unfortunately, her, no, not so much. Him, yeah.
asked me, Asia, are you going to be out there tomorrow? Talking about for the protest. I said, no, ma'am, I won't. I won't, but I support her. I love.
Yeah.
She was like, why not? And I was like, See, here's the thing. My protest has to look different because once black people show up to a protest, it becomes a riot.
Yes.
And it was like watching her do American math in real time. Because she was like, well, it's not going to be a riot. But I said, when black people are involved, it goes from a simple protest to a riot that must be stopped.
Yeah.
She was, I could see the wheels turning. And she was like, oh my God, you're right. Somebody's got to say something. I said, yeah, we have tried. But somebody has to be someone else. And in my head, I was like, yeah, I know. So I won't be there. But I'm totally for you. Enjoy.
January, guys, we have manifestation nan moment la, bagay yon pil. Wala avanse pou mga montre nou, bon vire kamera, bagay yon pil la, nou nan chi bagay la, nou nan mitan bagay la, bagay yon pil. Mwen live son téléphone. Téléphone mwen la, mwen live sou li. Mwen bon, men nou la. Nou la.
If we the people lead, the leaders will follow. If we the people lead, the leaders will follow. If we the people
Hey, the leaders will follow if we the people lead. I hope so. Didn't know what he was saying, but I'm sure he was saying some good French stuff. If you know what he was saying, let me know.
Nou la. An pil moun la, nan moment la gene pot 100,000 moun sou sol la flat. 100,000 moun flat. Nou live. Et puis, nan fe video, nan ba nou ba yo. Vincent reporting live right now. 100,000 people right here. Right now. Flat. Gen moun noir, mais gan pile moun blanc, gen plus moun blanc que moun noir, gen plus moun blanc que moun noir. Comprend? Parce que gan pile moun noir dit comme ça, pas t'a venir pas fat yo lié, mais pile moun dans la rue.
No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no
Bagay yon pile. Guys. Kom pre téléphone moi.
So I'm leaving the protest. Stop tyranny protest. Stop Donald Trump from fucking up our country.
Facts.
Protest. I just want to let everybody out there know that everything went super smooth. All the conspiracies out there, I heard about the black folks don't show up, man. It's a plot to get you. And they gonna put your name in a database and all this, and you gonna get arrested and all blah, blah, blah. That's a bunch of bullshit, man. Just want to let y'all know that. That was a bunch of bullshit. I am A-OK. All the black folks that was here, A-OK. Everything went smooth as gravy, baby.
Well, yesterday's protest certainly seemed to have had an...
Well, son, I'm going to say this. Yeah, you black. But you look like you mixed. You look like that you could be, of the Cuban, Hispanic persuasion. And you look like you might have some black white in you. I mean, it's good that you made it out safe. I'm not debating that. I'm happy. Thank God. But that's how it's been in the past. I don't think it was a conspiracy. I believe that if a lot of black people showed up and we were at the front of the line and we did that same chant that y'all just heard, that we would have gotten arrested. It would have been a whole tear gas type of tyranny. And it wound up being as peaceful as it should have been. So hopefully that protest yesterday will have opened up the ears of the cabinet members, the government, so they can go ahead and take things back to where they used to be with rehiring people, making sure that everything is flowing in the right direction so people's monies won't be affected. Because I'm sorry. I heard in June, Social Security finna be fucked. Y'all ain't gonna get y'all money. That's what I heard. But we'll see. And if it ain't, some people gonna be real pissed about them not getting their money, which helps them to stay afloat. Which I got a problem with this. If you see all these people losing their jobs, why are you still golfing? Why? I guess you still have the mind of a businessman. Most businessmen, if they had a hard day at work, the first thing that they do is go golfing. But guess who's paying for that? We are paying for it. The American people's tax dollars are paying for every time he sits his roly-poly ass on those golf carts and go golfing. We pay for that. We do. not him. And then how do you feel like the economy is going to be better when people are losing their jobs, if they can't buy anything if they lose their job? So how is that supposed to make the economy better when they don't have the income coming in to spend the money to make the economy better?
Effect, because MAGA is in full meltdown mode. I usually get a lot of MAGA people in my comment section, but yesterday on my video about attending the April 5th protest in Indianapolis, there were more than normal saying, oh, so cute. When you wake up tomorrow, Trump will still be president. What are you exactly protesting? I bet nobody knows there. If you don't understand what these protests are about, you haven't been paying attention. Your head has been buried in the sand because you're afraid to admit that you were wrong in selecting Donald Trump as your president, and you're about to find out in a serious way because you effed around and now prices are going to skyrocket because of these tariffs. You're going to be losing your benefits, and as soon as it starts to affect you, that's when all these people start waking up and saying, well, I didn't know they were going to take my job. I didn't know they were going to take my SNAP benefits. I didn't know they were going to take my Medicaid, but it is working. This is what we need to do. The idea of the protest, we're not that all of a sudden we're going to wake up and Donald Trump is like, yeah, I guess people are mad at me. I'm going to step down. It's showing that the American people and the American spirit is still alive and well. It's showing that we're not just going to obey in advance and roll over and let this administration walk all over us. It shows us that the heartbeat of democracy is still alive and breathing, that we the people are still present and we are not just disappearing into the night. We are loud and we are proud, and we're going to continue to stand up to this administration, to Elon Musk, to Donald Trump, to J.D. Vance, and anybody else who wants to do their crazy, backwards, pull us into the past agenda. That is the purpose of these protests. There were 100,000 people that showed up in Washington, D.C. yesterday, and I don't believe anybody went into the Capitol. I don't believe any police officers were beaten to death. And what it's showing is to MAGA that we can organize, we can come together, that there is a huge resistance. They want to say, oh, well, the majority of the people. No, it's the majority of the people that voted, and it was a very, very slim amount of people that selected Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. So don't act like this is some mandate. He does not have the ability to do half of what he's trying to do. So this is why we're out here protesting. This is what it's about. It's to show that we are still alive and kicking, and we are not going to let Donald Trump just roll over us. So MAGA, yeah, you keep coming in the comments, but it just shows that you are scared.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. And yes, I look at him as being a brother, although we don't have the same mama. But he made a good point. Thank you for explaining the why, because there are a lot of people out there who don't understand why. I see that people had their kids out there, and I'm sure that some of the parents, hopefully they did take the time to explain to their children why they were out there. But yeah, we need to let the world know that we are here. We don't necessarily support what he does. We don't. So the world, the leaders, the other countries need to understand that the people are united. We won't be defeated. The leaders are something different. I can only imagine if I was only a fly on that wall, baby, I can only imagine what type of conversations are happening in the White House. We know Melania. Why did I say Melania? Melania. And Elon is on the other wing. She ain't on the west wing. She's on the east wing, girl. She's out there having her good time with Justin. Oh, Justin, the former Canadian prime minister or president. Y'all never noticed those pictures of her with him whenever she saw Justin? Oh, Justin. Oh, tell me anything. I think that Trump might be mad at Canada because of something going on between him and Melania. But that's just me. I'm just saying it. It's not true. I ain't never said nothing. I just looked at pictures. When she looks at Justin Trudeau, it's, Justin. Oh, she just eats him up. But Donald, she can just spit him out. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.